The headlines, two former football players are spending their first of many days behind bars after a sweeping guilty verdict in the Vanderbilt rape case. After 12 long days of testimony, it took the jury only about 3 hours to come back with guilty verdicts on all counts for Corey Beatty and Brandon Vandenberg. The two were convicted of aggravated rape and aggravated sexual battery in the attack against a fellow Vanderbilt college student in June 2013. They could be facing anywhere between 15 and 25 years in prison. After the trial, the prosecutor said the victim is now ready to move forward.
She showed tremendous courage in staying with the case and not giving up, even though it got continued twice. And you know, it was delayed numerous times with motions, but I think she now feels it was all worth it, and she finally got justice.
There's no date set for a trial for the other two former football players also charged in this case. Brandon Banks and Jaborian Tip McKenzie both face aggravated rape and aggravated sexual battery charges. Sentencing for Vandenberg and Beatty is scheduled for March 6th. Neither of the defense teams would say what their strategies might be for an appeal. Well, a man accused of murdering an elderly couple in Georgia makes his first court appearance. Ronnie J Towns faced a judge in Telfair County, Georgia yesterday. The 28-year-old is accused of luring Bud and June Runyon with a false Craigslist ad about a vintage car. Investigators say Towns then robbed and shot the couple to death. Their bodies were discovered Monday. Well, bitter cold temperatures today will hamper people in the Northeast trying to rebound from a massive blizzard. Leland was just talking about this. Boston got more than 2 feet of snow as coastal areas were slammed with hurricane-force winds and huge waves. A few seawalls did not make it through the storm, sending water smashing into oceanfront homes. The worry now for the days ahead, high tide, with more water bringing more debris onto shore, making assessing the damage even worse. Power crews are working non-stop to restore electricity. On the island of Nantucket alone, more than 4,000 people are without heat and lights again today. Taylor Swift says she is shaking off the hackers. Her Twitter and Instagram accounts were hijacked yesterday for about 15 minutes. Someone was threatening to leak nude pictures of the singer. Once Swift could access her account again, she tweeted in part, "Have fun photoshopping because you got nothing." Twitter is investigating that incident. The effort to bring the AMP bus rapid transit line officially ended last week, but the issue will still go before Metro City Council members next week. Councilman Charlie Tigard filed a resolution yesterday that would do away with the funding source for planning the AMP project. Council approved more than $7 million in bonds for planning the project. The city spent $2.5 million of that amount with bonds. The resolution would just take the remaining money available through the bonds off of the table.
My feeling is let's just clean the books up, take any temptation away, and tell the folks, pro and anti, that the AMP as proposed is gone.
Tigard's resolution will come up at next week's Metro Council meeting.